George Lucas says R2-D2 is the narrator of Star Wars. As recently brought to light by IO9, in the book How Star Wars Conquered the Universe, Star Wars creator George Lucas shares his theory on who actually tells the saga of Star Wars. Lucas reveals that the entire story of Star Wars is being recounted 100 years after the events of the Return of the Jedi by none other than R2-D2. People don't realize that R2-D2 is the most underrated hero in movie history. Without R2-D2, the Trade Federation would have prevailed. Obi-Wan, Padme, Anakin, Luke, Leia, Chewbacca, and Han all would have been killed at some point in the saga. You don't believe it? Episode 1. R2 fixes the shield generator on Queen Padme's ship. Without that act, there is no Luke or Leia. R2 also turned off young Anakin's autopilot, which in turn facilitated the destruction of the Separatist droid command ship. Episode 3. R2 saves Anakin by destroying buzz droids that would have undoubtedly ripped the ship apart. Episode 4. R2-D2 carries the Death Star plans for the rebels and gets the "Help me Obi-Wan" message to Luke. R2 also saves Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewy from being crushed in an imperial trash compactor. This is just a fraction of the numerous times in which R2-D2 saved the day in the movies. That doesn't even begin to scratch the surface on the number of heroic acts performed by R2-D2 during the Clone Wars animated series. An article by David Harris points to the fact that R2-D2 is the only droid that we know about that has never had his memory wiped. C-3PO had his memory wiped at the end of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, due in part mostly because 3PO can't keep his mouth shut. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Well, if that's the case, why didn't R2 tell Luke who he was or that Vader was his father? Well, smart guy or gal. In the Lucas Books Legends trilogy Dark Nest, Luke discovers the identity of his mother due to a malfunction in R2-D2. R2-D2 kept the knowledge of Padme's death and Anakin's turn to Darth Vader as part of his owner protection protocols. In every Star Wars film except The Force Awakens, R2 is extremely prominent in every aspect of the story. BB-8 and C-3PO could have told R2 about the events of The Force Awakens, therefore he could still continue his role as narrator of the series. This would explain why the little astromech is always so heroic. R2 saves the lives of just about every important character in episodes 1 through 6, and he rarely makes a mistake. In a saga that's full of flawed characters who screw up constantly, R2 is always right. Maybe because he's the narrator. In the final scene of The Force Awakens, who do we see watching Rey as she leaves the Falcon and begins to hike those insane heart-pounding steps? With Chewie at his side, why it's none other than R2-D2. Do you think that R2-D2 is the narrator of Star Wars? And what are your thoughts about R2 being the most underrated hero in movie history? Let's talk about it below. And all of you people under the age of 12, I greatly appreciate you because you are some of my biggest supporters. But do not, and I mean do not, compare BB-8 to R2-D2. BB-8 was a welcomed addition in The Force Awakens. I loved BB-8, but he cannot even begin to bear the weight of R2-D2's jockstrap. BB-8 is a stan, Eminem reference, and R2 #1 fan. Oh my goodness, please, please, please do not compare R2 to BB-8 in the comments below. I'm okay, cleansing breath. Please subscribe, like, and share with another Star Wars fan. If you did not like this video, then that just means you have no taste and you are a R2-D2 hater. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Join me for new videos every week. Also, check out my frame-by-frame breakdown of the Rogue One teaser trailer and the video, Will Ezra Turn to the Dark Side? Again, the links will be in the description box below. Please turn on the notifications to my channel so that you can know when I make new videos. I greatly appreciate your time. Have a great day or night. And from now on, when you speak the name R2-D2, you better put some respect on his name. I am John Armstrong Media, and I approve this message.